It was December 8th, the Los Angeles Lazers in the Kansas Coliseum, and on that night, it was all Wichita Wings. A double hat-trick performance, 3 goals for both Chico Borja and Eric Rasmussen, 2 more for Mike Fox. The Wings handled the flat LA side easily, 8-3. But that's history. Tonight, the Wings will try it again, this time on the Lazers turf, the fabulous Forum. KSN Sports presents Wichita Wings Soccer. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coke is it. Long John Silver. Sounds good to me. Boulevard State Bank. We roll out the red carpet, not the red tape. And light beer from Miller. Tastes great, less filling.
La La Land, Los Angeles, California, the fabulous Forum, home of the world champion Los Angeles Lakers. But tonight, it's indoor soccer. And with me tonight, Steve Dennis for KSN. And it's a whole different story. After a big victory against L.A. the last time, what rests most on the mind of the Wings is last night's performance in San Diego.
That's right, Steve. Here's the deal. It was the worst loss in the Wings' history. 9-0 they got clobbered in San Diego last night. And a lot of you Wing fans out there are probably saying, here we go again. San Diego's back on top. They proved their dominance over the Wings last night. But if the fans are feeling that way, I really don't think the Wings are. The Wings feel they are professionals. They're not college players. They can bounce back from this sort of thing. And on the bus last night and this morning in the hotel room, they were making fun of themselves a little bit, saying, yeah, we played a bad game last night, and that's simply all it was. It doesn't prove a thing. There's a lot of soccer left to go this year. In fact, we talked to Coach Turner a little bit before the game, and he told us that that's the big thing. San Diego played well, the Wings didn't.
Scary to see the goalkeeper's performance against us more than scary in its actual content. I think the opportunities we got, we shot over 30 times. We've been bragging a lot on how good this team finishes. Last night we were stopped, and the main thing is going into tonight's contest that we don't try and force the issue after not being able to score on the previous evening.
So Steve, another point, of course, nobody wants to lose as bad as they did last night. It was, Coach Turner called it an embarrassing loss, and now they got to come back tonight, just up the highway a little bit, a couple hours, and do it again tonight. I asked Coach Turner if that's a plus or a minus, having to play the Lazers tonight after getting shellacked by San Diego last night.
I think it's a definite plus, and I think it's good that everybody back home is going to watch this game on TV and see that we're not a club that can go around and get beaten up 9-0. It was a very embarrassing night for the Wings, one that we want everybody to forget as soon as possible. So we think it's a very good thing that we're playing the night after such a great loss.
Last year at this time, Los Angeles was in the position Wichita's in, a half game back of the San Diego Sockers. This year, a whole different story. The Lazers have struggled to a 5-12 start. We asked Coach Wall why he thought his team was struggling early.
Well, I think the biggest problem has been we've had a lot of injuries. You know, we don't have that much of a deep squad on our roster, and a lot of times I think we relied last year in the first 20 games at least when we were 14-6. We never had one change in our lineup. This year we've never really had the same lineup, and consequently the results have been the opposite.
The bottom line tonight, even after a 9-0 loss at San Diego, the Wings are in a position to tie the Sockers for first in the MISL West. If the Wings win tonight, they're tied for the best record in the entire MISL. So a lot on stake, and especially, I think, pride of the Wichita Wings on stake tonight. It should be a good game. Los Angeles Lazers, Wichita Wings. We'll be back with the action.
Sports Machine with
the fabulous Forum, hanging from one end the retired jerseys of Rogie Vachon of hockey, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain, and Jerry West of basketball. On the other end, 4 world championship pennants, the Los Angeles Lakers. They dominate the atmosphere in this building. Tonight, it's indoor soccer with the Los Angeles Lazers, who right now have more in common with the hapless Los Angeles Kings of the NHL than they do with the world champion Los Angeles Lakers. They're 5-12. The Wichita Wings desperate for a win. And we're going to have a late game start here as they're just beginning to introduce the Los Angeles Lazers players. And Steve should give us a good opportunity to set the lineups. And it's interesting, Roy Turner again going with a 3-man rotation at midfielder, or a 3-shift rotation at midfielder, and just 2 at defender or forward. The starting goalkeeper also perhaps a bit of a change from Roy's usual pattern. Seamus McDonough, who played so well against the Sockers last night after replacing Jan Olsen, gets the start again tonight. We asked Roy Turner before, and he acted like almost that it was a bit of a silly question. Of course it would be Seamus McDonough tonight. Jan Olsen excused himself from the game, actually asked to be taken out last night for the benefit of the team. Was not having a good performance, and of course Roy's going to go with Seamus, who did have a good performance last night.
I think Seamus deserves a special pat on the back last night after coming in like he did. He didn't get any time to warm up at all, just a minute or two. They stopped play, and he went in and had a great game. Only gave up 3 goals for more than a half. Super performance last night for Seamus.
The Wings will need another performance just like that tonight from the Irish national team goalkeeper. The other starters on the first line for the Wichita Wings, the defenders will be Tommy O'Neill and Kim Runtved. The midfielders, Frank Rasmussen and Chico Borja, so a bit of a mix-up there. And the starting forward will be Eric Rasmussen. The Wings have all their firepower on the field in the opening with Kim Runtved, Chico Borja, and Eric Rasmussen 1, 2, and 3 in scoring. The second line on the defenders will be Kevin Cooley and George Espinoza. The midfielders will be Jorgen Christensen and Terry Nickel. And the second line forward will be Kelt Bordingard. And then there'll be 3 shifts at midfielders. So that third shift at midfield will be Mike Fox on the one side, and on the other side, Barry Wallace. So Roy Turner continuing as the midfielders really have to do most of the work in the game. They have to play offense and they have to play defense. And so Roy Turner wisely, I think, going to 3 lines at midfield where most of the work is being done.
Well, talking to Roy before the game, like we heard in the pregame there, Steve, scary thing to get shut out like they did last night. And you keep mentioning the fact that Eric and Chico are carrying most of the scoring load, and what can the Wings do to change that? And he says, well, they got to get more people involved. They had a team meeting today. He wants to see more guys play a little more aggressive on the other end of the floor and just get more involved in the offense. Take a little bit of the pressure off of Chico and Eric and get some more support for him.
Well, it's interesting to note as we focus up there on the lovely Laker girls who also do the Lazers games. Certainly a highlight for me out here.
It's tough in L.A., isn't it?
La La Land. I had a long conversation with Terry Nickel over lunch this morning, and he made that very same point, obviously from Roy Turner. Interesting to note that the Wichita Wings are 8-0, Steve, when Mike Fox has scored a point. They're 5-0 when Kelt Bordingard has scored a point. The problem is those players haven't scored enough. Granted, the Wings are 10-6, equal to their best start ever after 16 games, but you really need more support from players like Bordingard and Fox to take the pressure, incredible pressure, on Chico Borja and also now on Eric Rasmussen. Borja started the season so hot that everywhere he goes, he's got a defender right behind him, and the same with Eric Rasmussen now. Seamus McDonough wearing his lucky green arm pads, of course, very, very proud of his national heritage. And he really kind of lifted the team last night, even though the team was down by 6 goals, 6-0 at San Diego. Seamus came in, showed a lot of spirit and fire, and really from then on, it wasn't a bad game. It might be interesting to point out, I don't think the Wichita Wings played poorly last night at San Diego. It was more that the San Diego Sockers took it to them in an incredible performance by Zoltan Toth. 24 saves on 34 shots. That's incredible. If you say 50% of the shots, you're having a great game. And that's got to be in the 70-80% range. Just an incredible performance, and he robbed the Wichita Wings, very deserving of a shutout.
Well, you talk about the Wings getting frustrated. They had 15 shots on goal in the first quarter, and of course all of them were turned away. They were up and down the field in good fashion and came away with nothing. So it was easy to get frustrated fast.
They outplayed the Sockers in the first quarter, and I mean that seriously, and we're down 3-0. So you got a good close-up there of the senior official for tonight's game, Gino DiPolito. And Gino is usually a whistleblower. I would expect a lot of calls tonight. Gino DiPolito loves to whistle. He loves to call the players by name, mix it up down there. He's maybe the most colorful referee in the MISL. And we're about to get underway. Looks like Kelt Bordingard will take the kickoff. And we have a change in the starting lineups. Actually, we have Bordingard the starting forward, Mike Fox, and Barry Wallace the starting midfielders. And the starting defenders will be Keeley and Espinoza. So Roy Turner going with a sudden change on his starting line for the Los Angeles Lakers. In goal, Tim Harris, the collegian from the UCLA, member of the U.S. national team. Trying to spot the other players out there. I see Beto there at midfield. Greg Ion, Gus Mocalis, maybe one of the best defenders in the MISL, underrated. Batata, the Brazilian superstar, once voted the best right wing in all of Brazil, and Poli Garcia, who happens to be their scoring leader. Garcia with an impressive 12 goals and 11 assists for 23 points. A player from Mexican heritage that actually was born in San Diego and is a U.S. citizen and a sometime member of the U.S. national team. We're underway, and the Wings take the kickoff quickly. In control, Kelt Bordingard. Batata, he's dangerous. Mocalis. Milano, and he scores. Milano from Mocales. And the Los Angeles Lazers have taken the early lead against the Wichita Wings with 10:07 remaining in the first. 4:53 elapsed. Los Angeles 1, the Wichita Wings 0.
And it's goal number 15 for Willie Milano this year. He's leading the Lazers. And here we got another look at it. Off the dashboard, it's Mocales off the top of the plexiglass. And here's Milano. He's in there tight, and Seamus couldn't get down and went right under him. And again, that's the 15th goal of the season for Willie Milano, and it's 1-0, 10:07 to go in the first quarter.
Good reverse angle here. You see the ball off the plexiglass by Mocales, and Milano does a good thing here. Settles it with his toe, and then he got it between. You can see it there. Excellent angle between the legs of Seamus McDonough, and Seamus and Terry look at each other like, I thought you had it. Action picking up quickly here at the Forum. Batata coming forward. The teams have gone end to end. He feeds it back in. Batata. An excellent finish by Batata. Nilton de Silva. And Willie Milano set that up with a perfect pass. You won't see any prettier in the MISL. Excellent execution by the Los Angeles Lazers, and we'll see it here.
Watch the way the Colombian and Brazilian work together here. Milano, a beautiful pass. He brings Seamus out. Forget about it. It's a wide open net. Batata will not miss a wide open net.
George Espinoza, who is marking Batata man for man tonight, had no choice there. Take a look at it here. You'll see Espinoza he's got to cover Milano. He's all alone, but that leaves Batata open.
The mistake with Seamus is more than Espinoza. Seamus went down to his knees to try to make the slide save, and he committed himself too early, and Milano brought him to him perfectly.
Well, I think Seamus was trying to cover what he didn't think Espinoza could get to, and that was Willie Milano, and as a result, it left the net open. And we'll be back with the score. Lazers 2.
This season, the 1-2 scoring punch of Chico Borja and Eric Rasmussen have been the dominant force in the Wings' drive for first place in the MISL West. But when we play Kansas City, a new star emerges, the Comet Buster, Kel Bordingard. His 5 goals this year have all come at the expense of the Comets. He finds a way to score one way or another. Be there as your Wings kick the Comets.
And Walters has a chance to get the ball. He feeds it to himself. He's trying now to run Dave Madden. He takes a chip.
Oh, it's in there.
What an unbelievable goal by Timmy Walters, just as we talk about his offense. Unbelievable. That's one of the best I've seen shorthanded goals in the MISL. Timmy Walters, unbelievable. Took it. I thought he was just trying to bury the ball. He lifted it up over Tim Harris's head. Harris came out. Take a look at this. Unbelievable, folks. Watch this.
Watch this, Steve. He is looking. You see his eyes go up. He knows the net's open. He wasn't trying to clear it. He knew exactly what he was doing, and from midfield or beyond, he was right in the back of the goal. Watch him look up. We didn't catch it quite in time, but he did see where he was, and that is a beautiful goal. That is a midfield goal for Timmy Walters on the penalty-killing unit. A shorthanded goal for the Wings.
Beautiful shot there just over the outstretched arms, and you can see the elation on Kim Retved's face. And congratulations, look at Seamus McDonough hop on there. The Wichita Wings are happy with that one, and they've gotten back 2-1. Los Angeles still on the power play, and they'll take the possession again. A great goal. Save that one for the highlights, Bill.